This episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. Use promo code GOLDBLOOD, one word, to match up to 100% of your initial deposit.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly. Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. It's a madhouse at Candlestick.
Think we're done? We're just getting started.
Young almost falls down, throws to the end zone.
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change, and it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun with Gore in his left hip. 3rd down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 40. Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this 4th down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up by Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Yo, cunts, what's up? We're coming in hot tonight. We have actual member of our podcast who has a sporting event that fucking matters tonight, as Rob's Red Sox are in the World Series. So we're going to do what we can to blow this fucking podcast off, as just like the 49ers do every game this year. So here we are. Anybody got anything to say? Or Steve, you just want to go right into the fucking injuries?
Well, since this podcast is based on a California team, how many...
I thought you were going to say since I started this podcast.
That too.
How many
What do you got, a cold?
Dodgers fans do you think are listening right now?
Fuck them.
Not
if
a
they
lot,
are.
because there's huge disconnect between
I know
LA and San Francisco.
A large majority are probably Giants fans, but I bet
There's some, but I mean, I bet there's as many Red Sox Niner fans that there are as Niner LA fans, or reasonable.
Well, if you're a Dodgers fan, I hope that Manny Machado takes a fastball to his stupid fucking cheating face.
Well, how's he cheat? I don't know.
He's just a douchebag.
Oh, okay.
He's a complete dirty scumbag.
Oh, yeah? I don't
Dirty
know.
slides, dirty. He tried to take someone's leg out last week in the NLCS.
Like, I see his name constantly in the headlines.
Yeah,
but
total
I have no
scumbag.
idea what it means.
Total piece of shit scumbag. Typical Baltimore Oriole. Get the fuck out of here.
Classy.
Yeah, when he was up for trade, there were like rumors of him coming to Boston, and I was like, please,
No, I remember that.
fucking
Yeah,
Lord,
yeah.
do not let him come here. Scumbag.
All right, well,
He's
speaking
like
of injuries...
He's like a Dominican Sue type, like one of those
Yeah.
Vontae's perfect types.
Yeah.
Classy. Yeah, unbelievable. He didn't get
real
suspended.
American piece of shit, you know?
How does he just get fined $100K and not suspended?
100,000, that's the best
I know,
part.
that's
It's not like $2,000.
I'd rather take a couple games off. But I mean, I guess he loses the paychecks if he
Yeah.
gets suspended a game anyway.
But that's a lot to
That
not
is
get.
a lot of money.
Do you think that the Bengals organization likes the way he plays?
I don't know. They have to realize it's got to end at some point. Like, at some point, they've got to turn it up
This
on
has
him.
been going on for
Forever.
years.
Yeah.
Years.
Forever.
But
Remember that game he was fucking twisting ankles at the bottom of the pile?
and then, well, whatever happened with Eric Reed, they threw his case out against the Bengals. Did you guys see that?
No.
Well, I guess he had like a particular case.
Oh,
directed-
yes.
Yeah, they asked him, like, specifically about
and he
kneeling.
was like, "Fuck you" or whatever. And
Yep.
I can't believe how fucking what a cocksucker. He just dug his heels in and he's like, "Suck my dick from the back." I don't give a fuck. Black people, white people, you ain't on my team. You could fuck off. I respect it. All right, Steve, do you?
Okay. Dante Pettis did not play this past week with the knee injury. Shanahan said in his presser that throughout practice last week, they were thinking about him possibly playing this past game, and just based on the way he was running, that Shanahan said that it's too early, we're going to give him another week. But he did sound a lot more optimistic about Dante Pettis possibly playing this week. Trent Taylor did play this week, still dealing with the back injury.
Still not performing.
Still not really performing. Richard Sherman was somewhat of a surprise inactive with his calf injury, and there's no update on whether he's going to play this week or not. Jimmy Ward.
The Sherman one was odd to me because he looked good last week.
Yeah, did it happen in practice?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jimmy Ward dealing with a hamstring injury. He didn't play last week. Matt Breida went down again twice this game.
But does it matter? Because Mozart's just such a savage. Oh,
damn it.
Oh, you lose.
Ward was inactive. Yeah. I was like, wait, did I fuck that up?
No, he didn't play.
Steve's phone going off probably distracted you.
Breida, he did not practice today. Based on Shanahan's tone, he kind of made it sound like it was like a 50-50. You might play, you might not play.
When I heard him today, he said he was actually better today than he was on Sunday.
Yes.
So
Breda, you're saying?
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to give this guy some time to
Let
fucking
him actually
heal.
No, you don't.
Nah, fuck him, right?
Okay. Pierre Garçon,
Buys up in 2 weeks. You get 10 days off.
dealing with a knee injury. He did not practice today, and he's doubtful this week. So that really puts some pressure on Pettis. Without Pierre Garçon and Pettis and Trent Taylor with the nagging back injury, I mean, who do we have left? Marquise Goodwin is good to go this week, but he's dealing with an ankle injury. Kwaski Tart dealing with the stinger. He's good to go. Reuben Foster suffered a shoulder sprain, and he is good to go this week. We waived quarterback Tom Savage, promoted defensive back Tyvis Powell to the active roster from the practice squad. We placed Adrian Colbert on IR with a high ankle sprain, and then we signed Tom Savage.
We also signed Aaron Burbridge to the practice squad.
We did. Oh,
Yesterday. I missed that one.
he's been unemployed this whole time.
He's back on the practice squad.
Who's that?
Burbridge.
Oh, yeah, he did come back. I saw that, yeah?
You see Savage got released?
I did. I
see Savage got signed?
I did. I pointed to that. I was just getting a good kick out of it. That was my my father's pig wife. I apologize. I thought there was an actual emergency considering she never calls, you know?
What was it that year with Harbaugh? We were shuffling like
Yeah.
the same three guys all year long.
off,
it was
on.
like kind of like cheating the system a little bit.
Yeah,
Somehow.
because they were almost keeping, like, if they're only allowed 53, they were keeping, like, 55 or 56.
Yeah.
But fuck it, because those guys just keep getting paid. I mean, dude, my boss can fire me, hire me every fucking day.
That's just a signing bonus.
Yeah,
Sam.
exactly.
All right. It was a 39-10 loss, and nobody won because nobody picked a loss.
You regret that, Steve?
No, nobody won because
So I
it's
regret.
fucking... Nobody won because it was disgusting.
So, opening statement.
Disgusting. That's my opening statement.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that was yeah.
I'd rather, I honestly, than having, if you gave me an option of getting the clap or watching that game again, I'd take the clap and just go get the medicine.
Yeah, it's
You know?
curable as long
Yeah,
as it's curable.
curable. I would take any curable STD than having to watch that game again. Or
Especially if it meant a win. Oh, forget it. That's easy.
Oh, no. No question. Come on.
No, this is where I get Joe very angry. Try to put a positive spin on it.
Positive spin on this. I cannot wait to hear this.
We have
Kool-Aid drinking motherfucker.
We have 6 losses this season. 5 of those losses have been to teams that will be double-digit playoff teams this year, and that is the Vikings, Chiefs, Chargers, Packers, and Rams will all be in the playoffs this year, without a doubt. Double-digit wins, most likely for each and every one of them.
I know one team that won't be in the fucking playoffs this year.
Me too. But neither will the next 3 teams that we're facing, which we got Arizona, the Raiders, and then the Giants coming up the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we've been mopped up by Arizona once, so I really don't believe
That was, I don't even know what to think about that. That was the worst loss of the season by far. The one to Arizona.
This week was really hard. Really
Well,
hard.
Arizona didn't mop us up. We dominated them in every way except turnovers.
Yeah.
They didn't mop us
The
up.
turnovers are
We
got-
destroyed them in every facet.
I guess
except
I'm just
we
talking
didn't
the
give
score,
them,
yeah.
didn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Every single game this year, giving the other team the ball.
Yeah, of course.
Every single game. And we are on a record pace for turnover differential, being we have a opportunity to be the worst team in NFL history with turnover differential this season. We're on pace to do that right now.
Well, there's that.
At least we're leading something.
Okay, fuck it.
I guess I'll just start right off with the offense.
Well,
off the top.
I read something about the defense. I guess I'll wait. All right, I'm going to try to find it. It was really just Joe actually sent it to me on the Instagram of all creeps.
Sent you a personal message?
DM about the defense.
Wow.
Hold on, stand by.
Oh, you got sources now too, huh?
Yeah, drug addicts from California. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're the same type as your sources.
You don't know what I got.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Let me get to that one. I saw that one myself.
Okay, do you
Whoa,
want?
Yeah.
whoa.
You want to see it?
Oh,
I'll wait.
absolutely absurd.
I'll be surprised.
Yeah, no,
But
trust
you
me,
should
I
then
got
see the play.
Yeah,
so.
I got something written down for that one. So offense off the top, 228 yards, 170 passing, 107 rushing. We allowed 7 sacks and 12 quarterback hits. We were 3 for 11 on third down, and the offense had 3 turnovers.
Yeah,
Deja fucking vu every week with these turnovers.
it's like last season all
And
over
it's
again.
and it's not just
Except there will be no end celebration this year. It'll just going to be dog shit from here on out.
the worst part is that it's not just 1 or 2 players. It's a collective group effort on each and every one of these turnovers. Like just very unfortunately timed swatted passes, just batting balls out of Beathard's hand at the complete wrong time. Like the defender just stealing the ball from George Kittle on a passing route. Like you don't. That's not an interception you see every week. Or just Aaron Donald just stealing the ball from Matt Breida. Like you just don't see
I'd
that
be
stuff
curious
every week.
to see these guys like fumble totals for the year at this point. Like Beat Hard, Breida.
It's got to be dead last.
Like no, but I'm saying everybody's got to have at least 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
It's collectively horrible.
Shanahan said today that we've run 4 different backs this season, and all 4 have a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I mean, I'm not saying this happens often, but you see guys running backs go the full year without a fumble,
Yeah,
or
all
one.
4 of ours have at least
Yeah.
one.
And I mean, me, if I'm the head coach at this point, I would just start cutting people if they fumble the ball. I would just lose my fucking mind. I mean, something's got to give. You can't just, I don't know.
It started on the opening drive. CJ gets the ball swatted out of his hands just as he's going to throw at the worst possible time. The ball goes straight up in the air, and I saw exactly where he was going. Had he gotten that ball off, it would have been a 15-yard strike to Kittle, who was wide open. Going on to Raheem Mostert, who was looking great early on. And, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but it's become pretty evident to me over the past few weeks that Morris just simply isn't explosive enough for this running scheme. And I really don't understand his role at this point since he's looked ineffective as a short yardage back, too. He does have the body to be able to take the pounding throughout the game, but if he's not really doing anything with those touches, I don't see why we can't just give Mostert the ball more.
I think his role is to be the only guy healthy.
Yeah.
I think that's literally at this point. He's not going to get hurt, so we keep him on the active roster. That's what I feel like.
That's a fair
I feel
point.
like every other running back, we don't know that they're going to stay healthy the whole game, but he is, so we'll at least have somebody to give the ball to in the fourth quarter.
I mean, all right.
It's night and day, him and all of the other running backs.
Times a million. It's funny because in the preseason it looked the opposite.
Yep. Talked about Aaron Donald just completely stealing the ball from Breida. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.
He had a career game anyway.
Yeah.
4 sacks.
Unbelievable. CJ gets intercepted looking for Goodwin, who just simply got out-muscled at the catch point. That was the only turnover of the day that was like a turnover that you typically see.
You know what Morris is averaging per carry?
I don't want to know.
3.6.
Yeah.
That's not
I
bad.
thought it'd be a lot less than that.
I mean,
not
this
bad.
game was only 2.8, but 3.6 on the year.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
not bad. You take that.
Yeah.
253 yards, 71 carries, and 1 rushing touchdown.
I thought it'd be
Whenever
a
I
lot
hear a
lower.
stat like that, I'm like, why don't we just hand it off to them every play?
Right.
Because it just doesn't work that way.
3.6 plus 3.6 plus 3.6 is a first down every time.
Yeah.
It's 11.2
Yeah.
or whatever. But the other thing is, I don't even see them like in short yardage situations. It's not like they even go to them that often. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
not really.
I see them doing other things.
So
Like,
if I had to get 1 yard on the ground, I'm more likely to go to Juice anyway.
Yeah. Or a snake.
Whoever it is behind Juice.
well, wait, didn't Juice fumble this week, or didn't he have some
Last
sort
week.
of
That was
turnover?
last
Last week. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But like if I
can't keep up.
but if I want a guy that's going to put his head down and plow through, that's the guy, and then you just run whoever behind him.
This week you had CJ getting the ball batted out of his hands straight up into the air for an interception. CJ throwing a straight up interception to trying to get to Marquise Goodwin. You had Matt Breida getting the ball stolen from him. You had George Kittle. I don't even know what to call that play. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. And then you had the block punt that went for the safety.
The blocked punt.
That guy's apparently got like 4 on the year, or 4 in the last 2 years.
4 in the last 2 years.
Then you know it's coming. You know what I mean? Like you should. What do I know?
But I mean, that's an outrageous number of blocked punts for one guy. I mean, a lot of people don't have that in a career.
And Aaron Donald had a career day, but there was at least 3 or 4 sacks that they had on us where CJ just could have gotten the ball out. I see him instead of letting the ball go before the receivers hit their breaking point and turn around, he's throwing it after they already do that. So it's like that split second that an elite quarterback would get rid of the ball as opposed to when C.J. Beathard's getting rid of the ball, and that equates from either an incomplete pass or a completion to a sack.
Maybe he's been threatened that he's going to be cut if he throws an interception, gives the ball over.
His interceptions this year really haven't been that bad, though. Like, a lot of them have been balls that have been batted out of his hand or off the receiver's fingertips. Like,
to me, his problems are all pocket presence.
Yeah.
It's either he's getting stripped because he doesn't realize there's a guy right behind him, or he's getting sacked because he didn't realize how close they are. To me, that's his whole problem is pocket stuff.
He has
awareness in the pocket.
I can't recall one interception he's thrown this year that was like straight up like, wow, that was so bad. Maybe the last play in the Green Bay game.
Yeah, but that's because you're pressing.
You're pressing. You're trying to win. But
like if you watch other quarterbacks, if you watch the greats, sometimes it seems like there's somebody watching behind them telling them when to move.
Yeah.
You know, you watch Aaron Rodgers slide around in the pocket, it's almost like there's someone in his headset going, there's a guy right behind you, there's a guy right behind you.
Yep.
And even watching Goff, he was doing that. Yeah. Just subtle slides out of the way. It's like they can feel someone there. And it feels like CJ has none of that. It's like it's broken.
Yeah. Before the only great offensive drive we had all day was the drive that we had right before halftime, and that was pretty much George Kittle carrying the entire team down the field.
Yes.
To score the touchdown and scoring the touchdown before halftime. Aside from that, it was just we're gifting one of the best offenses in the NFL the ball at midfield every single drive. Like, the defense had to deal with a short field all day long.
Yep.
Yeah, no question.
I struggled to find candidates for Offensive Beast of the Week. It was a struggle.
There's only one answer.
Like, when I was looking, I was like, I don't even know what to put on here. Like, it's brutal. You should look at the whole thing, because the drop-off is so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the receivers, I don't think Kendrick Bourne had a single pass.
The next place person had like 20 yards.
Yeah. Marquise Goodwin, quiet all day long. Anybody got anything to go on to before we go to the defense?
The only thing I will say is, for whatever it's worth, I think that, yes, Raheem Mostert, I have no idea how to say his last name.
You got it right.
Yeah, I think he's money, but I think his success is directly related to the offensive line playing really well.
Yeah, and I think the same could be said for Breida. After seeing what Raheem Mostert has done, like, he looks like a Breida clone.
They're both, they're fast backs, so they need that hole. Once the hole is there, they're running through it.
And then the other...
Like, Frank wouldn't be running through a hole like that.
Right.
Frank was making holes.
Then the other benefit is that some of these offensive linemen, McGlinchey and some of the other ones, are good enough to get to that next level.
Yeah, they're fast.
They're athletic, big guys. So
the offensive line this year, aside, I know they had a hard time with Aaron Donald this past weekend, but pretty much for the most part, this whole year, this offensive line has been money. Like, pass protection. Yeah. Most of the sacks given up this year have been on the quarterback. Yeah. And Matt Breida leading the league in rushing at any point in this season. I mean, come on. Who saw that coming?
Yeah. From what we saw in preseason and what we saw last year, way better than we could have expected.
This is the best offensive line we've had since the 2013 year with Harbaugh. By far.
Agree.
And we spent money to get it, too. We got Lincoln Tomlinson. He had a good year last year. We re-signed him for 3 more. We made Weston Richburg one of the top 5 highest-paid centers in the league. And we drafted Mike McGlinchey, number 9 overall. So, night and day difference from last year with the offensive line.
For sure.
But again, the one thing that concerns me is 7 sacks. I know a lot of that has to do with CJ, but they're still getting pressure there. So it seems like the offensive line has it together with the run game, but it still seems, because even with Garoppolo in there, they were getting to him.
Well, Garoppolo, that was him holding the ball on too long. And also, the flow of the game has a lot to do with it, too. If the defense is just clamping down on you all game long and you can't get into any sort of offensive rhythm whatsoever, then those quick strikes and rhythmic drives down the field, like when you see a good drive, like the past 2 games before this game where we had the opening drive and they look great, there's a rhythm to it. Like things make sense, things click, and that's when CJ's getting the ball off on time and guys are getting open. But when that doesn't happen, it's like, I don't know, that's when the sacks pile up.
Pile them up.
They are piled. Steamy pile of shit, Steve.
Good way to turn a defense around. Play us.
Defense off the top. 339 total yards allowed. 193 passing, 146 rushing. We held them
Not
to...
bad for the Rams.
Well, they had a half a field. They only had to go half a field every time.
Yeah.
Still not bad.
We held them to 5 of 12 on third down. Pretty good. Only 2 sacks and 4 quarterback hits. Pathetic. And 0 turnovers once again.
And
unexcusable.
it felt like all of their points were on turnovers, too. It seemed like every time they got the ball from us, they scored. Well, probably because we didn't kick off very many times.
How do you go this long without a turnover?
Probably the same way
We've had a turnover.
Well, I know we
We
have.
had pick 6.
What, 4 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago or something?
Yeah. Well, the way you said it was like
No,
we hadn't had one all year.
We've had 3 turnovers the whole year on defense.
That's fucking
It's
unacceptable.
terrible.
Yeah.
Of course. The way you said it, I thought you meant all year.
No, I know. But it feels that way.
It speaks to the hell of a job Robert Salad's doing.
That opening drive looked promising. We forced a 3 and out.
Yeah. That was great.
I mean, granted, it was because Goff fumbled the snap and Cassius Marsh got a pretty cheap sack there. But whatever. And then early on, I see Solomon Thomas rushing from the inside. Much better. So much better. He looked like a first-round player. And then, in the second quarter, Robert Saleh moves him back to the outside where he's been ineffective for over a year. The minute I saw that in this game, I'm done with him. I'm done with Robert Saleh.
Wow.
I said that first. I just
Wow.
be clear about that.
You have your first-round pick from last year affecting the game at the position that he should have been playing for the past year and a half. And you switch him back to where he's been playing been ineffective.
He's out of his league
in the
Steve.
second quarter.
He's out of his league. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Now, I'm not saying Solomon Thomas is any sort of world beater and Robert Saleh's holding him back. Solomon Thomas got his own problems. But he's not playing the position he's supposed to be playing. That became very evident to me in this game.
He's got bad cucumbers in the salad.
Kwaski Tart, interception right in the chest.
Oh, what the fuck?
Right in the chest, man.
Yeah,
and
that was a bad one.
I looked at the coach's film on that. I was like, could he have took that to the house?
He could have put the team in the red zone.
I looked at the sky view. I was like, he was definitely scoring a touchdown right there if he caught that interception. 100%. That would have been a pick 6.
That was brutal.
Oh,
I forgot all about that.
Oh no, that was so bad. I was jumping up. I was like, it's Tigers.
we give up a 7-yard run to Todd Gurley. The backers and the safeties are playing way too tentative. They're not shooting any gaps. They're just sitting there waiting for Todd Gurley to come and get to him. I see no aggression there whatsoever. Let's see. Ronald Blair did make an appearance this game. Once again, blowing up a play in the backfield. So that's now 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
where
he's had
at
a good stretch, this guy.
I just realized while we're talking why everybody downloads the second episode.
Why?
Because I don't want to. I'm done with this. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm over this.
But
if we were winning, they'd be downloading the first episode.
Maybe.
Who the fuck wants to listen to us bitch about how much we suck?
Yeah.
Of course, nobody's fucking listening to the first one.
I mean, we could talk delusionally.
I'm already looking at the locks of the week.
Hold
I'm
on,
like,
wait.
fucking move on. Move down.
We could talk delusionally as if we're Steve, just collectively, like, yeah, everything is fine, and maybe people will be happy with that.
I mean, I think I'm probably more positive than Steve because I'm not even off the salad train yet.
Really? Yeah, you got it.
I'm not there yet.
There's a seat right here on this train. Come on.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
off
not
it.
there yet.
He's
I mean,
not.
he's got. I mean, I don't know.
With that
I
many
didn't even get to the goal line play.
This is what we were taught in the video.
We're at the goal line. First down. The Rams have Todd Gurley in the backfield. Our 4 down linemen are literally 3 to 4 feet apart from each other. What the fuck kind of goal line defense is that?
Like, it's not. That's like almost like a prevent, right?
He walked in untouched and nobody was surprised when that happened.
Yeah, you saw it.
It's still going.
Oh.
Literally 3 to 4 feet of space between every single one of our defensive linemen on the goal line.
That's odd.
When you're facing Todd Gurley.
Yeah, to me though, when I watch these games, we're not losing these games because of our defense.
Not this
Yeah.
one, but other games.
I don't think a single game this season has been our defense.
No.
I think every game this year that we've lost has been our offense putting our I mean, I don't remember week 1 or 2. I can't think back there, but certainly the last recent weeks, I'm not looking at the defense going, they're fucking causing us to lose these games.
The Chargers game, we lost by 3, and I think that was on the defense.
But I mean, overall.
Right, yeah, I got you. I'm not.
I mean, there's times when I look at the game and go, that's 100% on the defense, and I'm not seeing that at all.
I get where you're coming from, but I'm seeing things in every single game that are starting to make no sense whatsoever at this point to me.
That's fair, but if the offense could just not turn the ball over, we might win.
I mean, let's say...
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the main culprit right there.
It's like if I'm doing everything wrong in the job and then you do one thing wrong and the house falls over to blame you.
I get it.
That's kind of bullshit. I fucked everything else up.
And I mean, turnovers, I can understand being cautious with the ball and not turning the ball over. That's something that you can control.
Right, if the sacks were 7 but there was 0 turnovers,
you
go, okay, that's a direct cause of not trying. But when you have fucking 800 turnovers and 400 sacks, it doesn't fucking matter.
I know. And a lot of these games could have been winnable had we not turned the ball over 5 fucking times.
Yeah.
Like in the Arizona game.
I got to tell you, if I didn't have a fireplace, I don't know that I would finish watching. It would have finished watching.
These weeks are tough for me because, like, this week I had both kids while the game was on. My wife was out.
Oof.
And, like, it gets real tough. Like, I end up just not watching because I don't want to be, like, in a bad mood while I'm trying to hang out with my kids, you know? And, like, it's actually harder for me when they're doing well because I'm, like, bad parent. I'm so focused on the good game.
Right.
So when they suck, I'm just like, oh, fuck that. I'm not watching this anymore. And I just kind of, I'll walk by and catch it. It'll be on, so I'll see if something happens. But I can't. I can't let it ruin my fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess maybe I could say there'd probably be more holes in my wall if I didn't have the fireplace.
For sure.
Because the fireplace just puts me in such a happy place. Like, I just throw wood on it. I smell like smoke. I hit the rig. It's fine. I'm happy. Like, it's hippie shit. I'm content. But if I didn't have that to, like, keep, like, it keeps me busy. I get to tend to it and stoke it and shit. If I didn't have that, I'd be kicking holes in my fucking wall.
What's wild is if you look at the schedule, the rest of the year is almost all winnable games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we were playing 5% better, the rest of the year would be almost all winnable. I mean, let's say you take the Rams game out of it. Let's say that's not winnable. And I'm not saying it's not, but let's just say one there. I mean, what other game is not winnable on that schedule?
I got to look at the schedule, but I know
There's
that,
none.
I know that the next
There's
3
none.
are fucking...
I mean, we got the Cardinals again.
teams.
We got the Seahawks twice.
Yeah.
They're fucking nothing.
Yeah.
We've got... you said Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Denver, I think, is in
Tampa
there.
Bay.
Nothing scary
Yeah.
per se.
Not nearly.
If we won 2 of these games
yeah.
that we lost,
2 of the games.
so we'd be what, 3 and 4?
Yeah. I mean,
Going into the rest of the schedule, we'd feel okay.
what games do we win with Jimmy
If we
Garoppolo a quarterback?
Even if we won the Chargers game, and the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
The Cardinals game we dominated, except
Yeah.
for the turnovers. The Chargers game was in our fucking hands. And I'm taking the Green Bay game out of it, which we had in the fucking bag. We could easily be 4-3 looking at down the barrel of an easy schedule.
Yeah.
We got the Cardinals, the Raiders, Giants, the bye, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Broncos, Seahawks, Bears, Rams.
I mean, Jesus.
That.
And by the time we play the Rams, they're not going to give a fuck about us.
Last game of the year.
They're done by then.
That potentially could be only one playoff team remaining that we're going to face
It's
this year.
insane.
When we just faced 5.
It's so insane. If we've just squeaked out a couple of those that were close.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's just consider this, right? If you beat the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Giants, the Bucks, the Seahawks twice, the Broncos, and the Bears, you'll be 9-7, and then you lose to the Rams.
But imagine how
I know, I hear you.
How insane
if
that
we
would
beat
be.
that.
You're
First of
all-
all, the Packers game was fucking won.
Yep.
Like, Jesus Christ. And the fucking Chargers game was the second closest. Oh, it's fucking terrible. But I'm going to put it this way. This is going to be my positive spin. You ready for this? We're not winning the Super Bowl this year. Every one of those losses that we just got is one better player that we're going to draft next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm looking at it. That's why Sherman didn't play this week. He wasn't hurt. We're trying to lose games so we can get a better draft pick. It's fucking obvious. Writing's on the wall.
But I mean, if he's on the field, we don't win that game.
Yeah, no, but
So,
we don't want him to get hurt.
He's not
we
going to
also
push it. Yeah,
we also don't want to pay him because he signed that contract, right? Every week he misses.
Yeah,
his money.
I don't know what the clause is.
Well, it's kind of like who's dealing with something similar.
Bradford.
Bradford. And
Bradford's just not playing. That's
Gronk,
the best.
too.
Oh, is there something with him too?
Yeah.
Well, sure, watching football is fun,
When you have a fireplace.
but it's more entertaining when you have some action on the game.
When you have some action in the fireplace.
That's right.
Guys, you've
I
heard
just
me.
burned my money in there.
You've heard me talking about this for weeks, and
Years.
some of you are still on the sidelines.
Weeks. It's been over a year, Steve.
Wait,
You've
is
been
this
telling
a
me
new
to go
one?
here. Oh, it's new. There's a lot
Newish. Whether you're an expert or a rookie, you should be betting at MyBookie.
Yeah, if you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little and win a lot, like playing the numbers on roulette, you can create a big parlay.
Are you
What's
that
a
kind
parlay,
of,
Joe?
Are you that kind of guy?
Parlay is cocaine, Oxycontin, and alcohol. And I don't know. You pick 3 teams to win, and if you hit on all 3, you could turn $100 into $600.
Pick 3 drugs to take, and if you take a hit of all 3,
and you don't die, then you get to hang out with me and Duffy. There's so much to bet on what my drug alcohol content could be. Playoff baseball, basketball, hockey, primetime fights, and more.
but my bookie is the one bet I know you'll be happy with all year.
It's not on golf.
I recommend these guys because I really trust them. My bookie has been in business for years. They've got great online reviews, and their mobile site is easy to use.
MyBookie is offering a 100% bonus for the last time this year. The
Whoa!
last time.
Pulling
That
it!
is
Pulling it.
right.
Pulling it!
That's the difference. You didn't even catch that.
If you've been
Pulling
thinking
it.
about placing a pick all season but haven't manned up yet, well, it's time to make your move.
Not even a pick. Just get your money in there so you
Hold
can
on.
double it.
Hold on. So, these guys are advertising on podcasts,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Now, the point of advertising on a podcast versus radio is you get prolonged downloads.
Yeah.
Because in 5 years, somebody might download this episode and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pulling the offer that we've been offering every episode this week. So anyone that listens after this week is going to go use their offer.
Well,
and it's not going to work.
I will. Sports podcasts pretty much go stale after about a week or two.
That's amazing.
But after Sunday's kickoff, you can kiss that bonus goodbye. Let me tell you. So be sure.
Yeah, or if you don't have it in 3 days before the bet.
Also, make sure to follow @BetMyBookie on Twitter or Instagram. They personally respond to every mention and DM.
Really?
Not
I wish
to
I would have
mention,
known that.
they've given away nearly $10,000 in free money to their followers this football season. You'll be the first to know as soon as new odds and props are posted.
So what you cunts are going to do, you're going to log on to MyBookie right motherfucking now. Don't miss out on your last opportunity to collect the industry's biggest bonus. Use the promo code,
Gold blood.
and you'll get your first deposit matched 100% though. That's promo code.
Gold blood.
You play,
You win.
you get paid. You like the double echo there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's class.
All right, we didn't finish the defense quite yet. I
Nice.
just got a few more points, but Witherspoon back
No
this
song
week.
today, my friend.
Witherspoon did play this past week. He got beat by Cooks for a
Maybe a
touchdown,
little bit.
just barely out of reach for a pass defense. But I thought he played a lot better in this game than he had in the other games. But
He didn't really have a choice.
yeah, I mean the quarters in this game didn't really have to get tested because the Rams didn't really have to throw.
Because they didn't have a field. They had a short
There
field.
wasn't enough room to throw.
Yeah.
They had a fucking 30-yard field.
Speaking of another turnover that didn't happen, there was Witherspoon and Adrian Colbert colliding midair. Both of them, I believe, would have had an interception on that play had the other one not bumped into each other.
Did we talk about the Colbert bye-bye?
Yes, Yep, Colbert to IR. Granted, he looked phenomenal last year in the last like 5-6 weeks of the season, and he looked far from this year. He looked like the 7th-round draft pick that he really is, and I don't even know what to think of it anymore. He was probably one of the worst safeties in the NFL this season.
Too bad he didn't get hurt week 1.
Reuben Foster, what a horrible game, and this possibly his worst game ever. He was invisible out there. You couldn't even tell he was on the field. And
It seems like he's also forgotten how to tackle.
Yeah.
He did have a shoulder issue towards the end.
Yep.
You know,
I know you're surprised at that.
I know. But you know what I think about him a little bit? I think that when the game's going sour and it's like he gets hurt.
Ah.
I think there's a little bit of that. Pay attention to that. Like if the game is
Yeah.
out of touch, he comes up with an injury. I've noticed it a couple
Wow.
times, but maybe that's just me being a hater. Which I'm not saying I'm not.
So we're down 32-10 at the end of the third quarter. Armstead gets a coverage sack, and he feels the need to do a sack celebration.
I love those.
You're down 32-10. Like, it wasn't even a sack that you really created. It was a coverage sack.
It's always uncomfortable when you're losing and you're celebrating.
Yeah.
But when the game's still in reach, it's not as bad.
Yes.
Like it's like you're kind of celebrating like this is our comeback.
And by
you know?
in
like,
reach, like maybe 16 points.
No, wait, this game was at home, right?
Not 22
So
points.
I could see that like a little bit, like if the game's closer and you're trying to get the fucking crowd riled up
Right.
after a big sack. But that, go to fuck home. The fuck out of here. You know, that would be like me getting a broad pregnant and then kicking her in the stomach and celebrating an abortion. You know what I mean? It's just fucking got no fucking rights anywhere.
Did you guys see the back-to-back false starts by the Rams on their punt unit? And Shanahan declined both of them because they were like on our 45-yard line. And it looked to me like both of those false starts on the Rams were on purpose.
oh, they were clearly on purpose.
And Shanahan just declined both of them?
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not getting this.
The first one they tried to make it look like it wasn't on purpose,
Yep.
but it was. You could tell because they let the clock go so far, and I think they probably saw film of us last week declining the delay of game.
Yep.
So they tried something different. So they false started. He declines it, and then the second one when he jumped up, he was like doing jumping jacks.
Yep.
Like it was so obvious.
Yep.
And then did you see they had to have like a meeting? The refs had to have a meeting.
Yeah.
I assume it's because what if they just keep doing it?
The game goes on
This
forever.
could go on forever, right?
Yeah.
Like theoretically, they could keep jumping off, and we could keep declining it
Right.
forever. There's no rule against it, right?
No.
Like I think that's why they got together and they were like, "Listen, kick the fucking ball. They're going to keep declining it." I feel like that's what happened in that meeting.
The game might have been closer had they taken that route.
Oh, so classic.
But
It's always great because I just said last week I never saw somebody decline the delay of game.
Yeah.
And then they jump off. So
Yep. all right.
So it's the Beast of the Week. That's all you got.
Well, okay, we'll do Beast of the Week first, then we'll do Blame Game. Beast of the Week, offensive Beast of the Week. George Kittle's just an animal. A true one-man army out there. The tenacity he brings every single week, and I could not be happier to have him on this team.
Same.
Yeah, I really wanted to give it to the kicker, but he didn't really do anything that great either. So I guess unfortunately. No, you know what? I'm going to give it to Mozart because that guy, he moves just to mix it up a bit. But yeah, Kittle probably did deserve it. No question. He played a great game.
Defensive Beast of the Week.
I'm taking a page out of Matterson's. No.
I'm going to go with Ronald Blair.
I'm going with Blair, too. He's been there the past 3 games. He should have deserved
And it seems
to
like at the right time.
Yeah.
More like Armstead's numbers, like their numbers, but they weren't at the right time.
This
That's
is
important.
really hard. I'm giving it to nobody.
Okay, Matterson. It's fine. That's fair.
Abstaining. Steve, I got a question for you. If I had asked you who Joe has criticized the most in this organization this year,
This year?
yeah,
Ooh.
where would you start?
Shanahan.
Okay. Next.
Salah.
Fair. Next. How about players? Let's start with players.
Players.
Pretty critical of Foster.
Yeah.
Well, that's been a
That's
constant.
yeah. Who else?
Kittle.
There you go.
Oh, I came
So-
off Kittle, though. Like, I admitted I was wrong.
Right. But you said it. You called him out, and then he started showing up.
Right.
heavy, right?
So you say I should call more people?
Yes. First of all, stop buying jerseys because that goes one way. And as soon as you trash them, they start playing like fucking Pro Bowlers.
Well, then what the fuck can't Shanahan
It's
win?
like-
Then that's no.
Better yet, just go fucking like a different team, Joe.
No. Come on. Silly talk.
Which we're taking Chris and you're going to the Jets.
Yeah. That'd work out fucking great. Blame game.
I mean, it just,
I got a new blame game this week, though.
Ooh,
So you guys go first, and I'm going to drop it on you.
this is a tough one.
Yeah, it's hard to blame it.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
I gotta say, I hate to use it as blame. I know it's called the blame game, but I'm going to put a spin on it and call it the reality game. And the reality is that we are one of the most injured football teams in the entire NFL. And that is my blame.
You blaming the training staff?
I'm blaming
Strength and conditioning coach?
I'm blaming the world.
ACL?
I got to blame that. Maybe this is what you're looking for, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the generation of parents who raised a bunch of weak fucking children with weak tendons and weak fucking ligaments and fucking weak skulls and weak brains and weak body parts.
And weak hearts.
And some people call them millennials. I don't like that term. I think that's an excuse made up by people that raised pussies for fucking children. I think it's a whole generation of pussies that gave their kids prizes for sucking, and now their fucking ligaments are tearing because of it. And I'm blaming that whole generation.
I like it.
I'm blaming John Lynch because, as Steve has screamed for however many games we're deep into this season, we have no pass rush, right?
Correct.
Well, it's his job to get a pass rusher in there, right? And he went with Jeremy Akuwaku this year, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. That was the best he could come up with. So I'm putting that on
What was
him.
his name?
Steve, what was his name?
No, I like your version way
Jeremy
better.
Akuwaku.
Akuwaku.
What was his name?
Atauchu.
Okay, sorry. Atachu. Regardless.
I knew who you meant.
Is he in the league anymore?
I believe he is on a team right now. I don't know if he's playing.
Probably not. So I'm putting it on him.
I would see your angle if there was an edge rusher out there that could have been had in the past year and a half. And the only one I can think of is the Khalil Mack trade.
The only one that I can think of is the best one in the league.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on. This
And
offseason.
If you guys heard Lynch, he said that his offer to get Khalil Mack to the Niners was very similar to what the Bears had offered.
No, but hold on. This offseason, right? Didn't Donald and Sue, didn't they sign with the Rams? Or one of them?
Well,
Donald signed an extension.
yeah, Donald signed.
He
an
was signed
extension,
already.
And
Sue came from another team?
Yeah.
Or was it a trade?
yeah,
He came from the
As a
Dolphins.
free agent?
As a
Sue
free agent.
isn't an edge rusher. Sue's an interior defensive lineman.
But I'm pretty sure that would help the pass rush, right?
Well, minimal. Then you have
Dominican
Solomon Thomas, Eric Arms. You have all these guys that all play one position. That doesn't help
then
us.
maybe that one didn't help. But
Dominican Sue would, whether he would help our defense or not, I'm very glad we did not sign
No,
him.
I hear you, but I'm just talking about. I gotta believe there was somebody. There was somebody better. It's been 2 years that John Lynch has been there. He could have addressed this last year too.
No, I'm thinking back to last year. There's nobody that we could have gotten.
I don't know, Steve. I don't know what goes on.
The only thing I could think of was drafting Harold Landry in this draft, who went in the second round. But, I mean, aside from that, the past two drafts have been very
Well,
weak
this year
at
we
edge
could have
rusher.
re-signed Doomerville.
Yes.
Seemed like he was waiting for us to re-sign
that, you can go back and say, why the fuck did you cut Elvis Doomerville when he was the most efficient
It seemed like
pass
he didn't
rusher?
retire waiting for us to call.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Like at this point, bring him in tomorrow. He just got to come off the edge. It ain't no scheming.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Ain't no
Need an edge
scheming.
rusher.
That's right.
If that doesn't get addressed this offseason, we got serious problems.
Hey, then I'll be right. Listen, I want to be wrong on all my criticisms of these people.
We want you to be wrong more than you want to be wrong.
I understand that. I know everybody wants to
Because
tell
we
me
get the same win if we're wrong, if you're wrong, but we also get you being wrong.
Right, yeah, I know. Then you
Yeah.
can fucking cut on me and the whole deal. But for whatever it's worth, I also always admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always
fair.
the first to admit when I'm wrong.
That's fair.
Just like what
we would really love for you to be wrong right now.
So would I. I would love to be wrong because that means we'd be on the right fucking track. But I'm not so willing.
That's fair.
Okay.
You want to do the thing?
What thing? Oh, yeah.
Was that a voice crack during a throat clearing? I've never heard that before.
When you pull the razor blade away from your wrist long enough to send an email, drop us that email at goldbuddedpodcast@gmail.com. Or what you could do is, take the bottle of pills out of your throat and log on to the internet there. Go on the Instagram, Gold Budded Podcast, one word. Go on the Twitter, Gold Budded Pod. Check out what's going on there. If maybe you're the woman from South Carolina who won the Mega Billions there, well, go to the Patreon, www.patreon.
Did somebody win it?
One person, South Carolina.
Oh, good for her.
I don't know that it's a woman. I'm just assuming. What was it?
Patreon.com/Gold-Blooded Podcast.
You leave a donation, $1 a month, $50 a month, $5,000 a month.
1.6 billion.
Whatever's in your budget, whatever you think we're worth, you send to us. I will check reviews for the next podcast. Anything else?
Nope.
Anything else? We're going to cut this one short. Well, it's not even that short, but fuck off. We got some baseball to watch.